Hello, guys. We should be live now. Felix, Auger-Aliassime, Lehecka. Hello, Andre. I know that, well, you probably like Felix, being Canadian. So are you going to be sort of like leading the charge in that support here?
Um, I mean, I like what I see. I think it's good that he's in the semifinals. By the way, am I freezing to you or am I okay?
You're okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, I like what I see. I think he got a little lucky to get into this position right now. I had a retirement prior in the week against Mensik. Played really well against I think Dimitrov, and obviously can't forget that he kind of got the walkover past um, Yannick Sinner. But I guess. I mean, you play matches that you have to play, or play who you're scheduled to play. If they don't show up, it's you know that's good luck for him, right? So, and I think this is winnable. I think it's him and Lehecka are at the very least in the same level. So, to answer your question, I think I am in favor of Felix winning. I think he's been due a good run for a while, and hopefully that this can kind of like carry his form along the rest of the clay season and forward.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, my preferred winner of this title now is definitely Lehecka because that's the sort of, up and coming guy out of these. I know that Felix is still young, but well, I sort of lost a lot of hope for him. But when it comes to this one, yeah, of course, it would be still big for Lehecka to get it done. Both guys know what sort of opportunity it is, so the nerves will come into play. It's not obvious because Lehecka rarely plays 5 good matches in a row. Actually, it seems that he might be getting that sort of close to that level, seeing what we had from him in Indian Wells and also here in Madrid. But again, like that's not really something that he's known for, playing 5 good matches in a row. So I do kind of question how he's gonna perform here. But to me, he's probably a slight favorite. I mean, I can't shake that match that they played at the Austrian Open last year out of my mind because that was
Mhm.
one where like well, it looked a bit comical sometimes, like especially in terms of the backhand battle. If ever they got into that, like Felix just looked very pedestrian against Lehecka there. Like it just looked like there's a bit of a talent gap, which doesn't really make sense. I mean, Felix obviously in
Mhm.
2022 had such ridiculous results, but yeah, I mean, I just remember that match and it was brutal for Felix there.
Yeah. And I think in terms of backhand to backhand, Felix's backhand is pretty inconsistent. I think it's maybe just slightly better than Rude's in general, but yeah, he's
I think it's better
just
than Roots.
uh, in
Ooh.
terms of consistency. I think it tends to be a little bit more. I feel like Rude sometimes just kind of like loses it completely. But then again, I guess like it's just depends on the day. I think sometimes when Rude plays bad with the backhand, it's just really bad. And I feel like I don't know. Over the years, I felt like Felix. This year, I probably would say Casper Ruud's backhand is better, but
Yeah.
the rest of the other years, I would say Felix was a little bit better in that regard.
When you added this year, that's okay. But because with
Yeah.
this year, that would be a very bold opinion. When you added this
Oh
year,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
I
yeah.
think that's arguable. Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah, looks like Damien is gone. I'll have to do something I never had to do before and just kind of maybe carry this life by myself. Having some issues with my own stream, but yeah, I guess in terms of like how um, I know just I thought I know I'm allowed to speak. I just thought I had frozen for a second. So um, well, I don't really know what to say. I normally just kind of like am like winging these, so it's a bit unexpected to me. So deal with me for a little bit, guys. But yeah, to be perfectly honest, I think Lehecka will win this match. Because I don't think that I feel like Felix would need like a very solid like high percentage per serve to win this. He's now 40 love in his own game, but I feel like he's far more likely to get a bad game than Lehecka is at the moment. So um, I think once he starts to like maybe Lehecka starts getting into Felix's games, I think he's gonna throw in a few more second serves, and I think Lehecka is going to be able to get into those. So let me see if I can get an actual stream so that I can actually comment on something in the match. Almost there. Felix already down to 50% of his first serves in this first game. Yeah, I honestly expect him to kind of stay more in the 60s as if he goes as high as this. But yeah, the problem with Felix, I would say, is that he just kind of his floor has become really low. So uh, he needs to kind of peak to be able to play better, to be able to compete rather against the top guys and whatever.
Hello, I should be back.
Oh, there he is.
Yes, my internet decided to quit on me for whatever reason. Just before I was thrown out, I said that Lehecka had this first game when he was just blasting serves again. Like the whole week, he's been hitting like 230 constantly. It's actually been like some probably the best serving I've seen from him this week in Madrid so far, which also could be of real help in this one, of course.
What do you think is the key? Because I was saying like I basically agree that Lehecka is favorite here. What do you think is the key for Felix to win this? I personally think is first serves. He has just got to be high on first serve today.
For Felix, it's kind of the case for both, right? I mean,
Mm.
whoever gets the more aggression out of their first serve, more easy points, which in Madrid is very doable.
Mm.
But yeah, Felix probably doesn't really want to rally with Lehecka too much. I guess you also can expect some errors and like yeah, just if you make Lehecka hit pretty tough shots at the net, that's also a thing. Lehecka not exactly maybe like the best match player, I would say. Like kind of plays the same every single
Mm.
time, every single game. Like he did against I don't know Nadal, for example. I remember someone in the chat during the watch along against Nadal was saying that like, well, why is Lehecka just constantly hitting big, constantly going after it? But if it works, it works. And I don't know, maybe just try to give him some tough balls at the volley. indeed serving is a large part of the potential success for both players here.
You think Felix should try to like throw in some short slices?
And lure Lehecka into the net? Maybe not. I was thinking just more about when the Czech decides to come in, which will be pretty often, I'm assuming. But I don't know. For now, a more baseline-oriented approach is also working out fine. He has a breakpoint here, as Lehecka misses that backhand. And earlier at 15:30, he also hit the scandalous forehand winner cross court. But both points easily could have gone to Felix instead of just one. But yeah, Andrei Rublev awaiting in the final. Any thoughts on these guys' chances against him? Of course, Andrei has had a lot of experience in matches like this. Even the ATP 1000 level, he's already got 5 finals, I think.
Yeah.
But both of these would still consider this a great opportunity, right? I mean, so would Rublev, obviously.
Yeah. It's tough to say. I mean, this is like who's gonna make more errors in the final, almost in that regard. If I think they are all sort of, Rublev hasn't had like the best of seasons, so I think this comes a little bit of as a surprise in a sense. But I think I'll just back Rublev to be the winner. Honestly, I feel like the experience that he has, like he's more able to be just more consistently, just keep the ball in play on both wings. I'd say more often.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Wow. That's all I can say about this. Wow. Ghosty is not a fan of FAA of Quebec as well, apparently. But yeah, Felix Auger-Aliassime is like one of his least favorite players, maybe alongside Sebastian Corda. So we're gonna get a lot of Felix shade in the chat today from him. And Matthew is also there talking about Felix against Kasper. Yes, indeed, that's one of the best matches in ages that he's played. Yeah, Matthew, I'm trying my best to do something about that, and I'm not really sure anymore what my potential way of going about this is. I've definitely limited the. Oh, I also haven't done one thing that I can do. I forgot about one thing. I will probably drop out for 15 seconds in a moment, but hopefully just for 15 seconds. And then I think the sound of a distressed woman in the background will be a little mitigated. I'm not gonna kill her. No, that's not what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna silence her in that way. But I will hopefully reduce some of the background noise on my mic by switching the browser. But we'll see. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
All right. It's almost like he's got a printer in the back, but
yeah, sort of. Nah, it's just the fan on my laptop is broken, and it has been broken for about 2 years. But suddenly it also started making these noises. So yeah, that's a little irritating, but.
Okay, I just got to 2-1, so my stream is rather behind today. But
yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll try not to spoil too much.
What do you think of the insights shot quality graphs that Tennis TV has been putting out?
I'll tell you in 30 seconds once I drop out.
Sounds good. Yeah. All right, so Lehecka is 15 love point in the first in the game after changeover. It's kind of really sad that my stream is late because then I can just see like what's happening, but then I'm gonna be able to like comment on how it happened. So yeah.
I'm hoping it will be a bit better now. We'll see. If not, I really don't have a clue what to do anymore. Anyway, when it comes to tennis insights, yeah, I've seen these graphs quite a lot. I think these are still like things you cannot fully, at least yet, take at like face value. It's kind of like a stat you have to think about. Like, I don't think it's actually, maybe it's good for like casual viewers, but in a lot of cases, they do show something. Like, I don't know, Lehecka serving against Nadal. I remember 9.6 point of the match, and it was just insane. There, I remember there was this. I think it was the Monte Carlo final, Ruud Tsitsipas, and after the first set, Casper was like 4 or 5 shot quality on one of his wings. And I think it was actually the forehand, which was really shocking. And you see the stat and you're like, yeah, actually it's been horrible today. So I think in a lot of cases they are pretty interesting. What else do you have there? Like, not only the shot quality, but like conversion rate, right? How often you are in attack. That's a good one as well, especially compared to like your 52-week average. So yeah, I like these stats, and I think they are obviously put by ATP. They're included in the media notes and they're included in the broadcasts and stuff. Yeah, they probably will become a larger part of tennis broadcasting sometime soon. Yeah.
Felix already down to 56% on his first serve. Though winning 100% of points that he puts the first serve in play. So.
All right. Apparently it's not better. Well, I really don't know what to do anymore. But well, we'll have to manage for today. Tomorrow I'm leaving anyway, so I won't be doing too much of Rome. So hopefully it won't be well, at least for a while it won't be an issue, and then maybe I'll figure something out. Close my mic in the other room, and I don't know, just get it even further away from the screen, like I'm doing right now. But anyway, 2 games on my screen already. I don't know where you are, but it felt like a few important moments, at least for Felix. Today, by the way, you guys we will have some changes. I think you're here, Andre, for the first set, right? Then someone else is gonna come in for the second, then maybe someone else is gonna come in for the third. I actually have a deadline as well, so I have to leave after in 2 hours, let's say. So maybe someone will have to finish it off for me. Basically, it's like we're gonna have various people joining and leaving, but anyway, the stream will go on.
What's your initial analysis of what's happening in this match so far?
Great serving from Lehecka again. I mean, obviously he had that break point that he had to save, and it was a down the T ace, right, or something like that, or like barely almost an ace. I think Felix has also started okay. We haven't really seen too many rallies, which given the conditions, you probably kind of have to expect that. But yeah, I mean, as long as Lehecka is serving like at least as good as Felix, or maybe even better, I still like his chances to go deep. I mean, to potentially win this, to be like on the front foot by a tiny bit. And well, for now, he's doing precisely that. Doesn't seem like he's got any case of first semi-final nerves or anything like that for now, but of course this can change when we have some pressure moments. I was kind of waiting for him in the Nadal match to like finally have, I don't know, just a moment when he drops it off, when he just feels the pressure because he's trying to close out Rafa on a big court in Spain. But that never happened actually. It was a pretty impressive performance on a mental level too. And then I actually did not see the match against Medvedev yesterday. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but
yeah, Medvedev also retiring with an injury, so quite a few in this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right after the first set. Oh, okay. I knew he retired after losing the first set, but I didn't know it was like right after. So yeah, I mean that makes sense. Quite a few this week. Yeah, Sinner hip issues. Alcaraz with the arm still a big problem. I mean, Ghosty, you actually probably, well, you were hating on me a little bit for that Alcaraz Rublev commentary, and well, I think right now we can probably agree that I was right. No, because Ghosty didn't like me sort of like not giving Rublev enough praise, for that one, and I just kept talking about the Alcaraz forehand essentially and how he's clearly uncomfortable hitting through it, but now he's also pulled out of Rome, and well,
yeah, like Carlos'
anyway.
forehand was basically non-existent. He was just making it through by sheer willpower and the backhand.
Yeah. And so yeah, every big favorite essentially ahead of Roland Garros, like all the top three, they all have certain issues. I mean, we'll see how Novak is in Rome, but obviously he hasn't played since Monte Carlo, hasn't been even close to his best this year in any event we've seen him at. And Jan and Carlos now with, well, at least in terms of Alcaraz, pretty serious health issues. I still think you can probably, like, you can definitely imagine Alcaraz showing up for Roland Garros and being okay. I mean, Australia this year, we've had Sinner, Alcaraz, and Medvedev not playing a warm-up event, right? And Sinner, Medvedev go to the final. Alcaraz makes the quarters. So, you can definitely imagine him doing that. But, it's definitely not an ideal situation either.
Yeah.
And Sinner, who knows? We'll see if he plays Rome.
Yeah.
So kind of like everyone is in a big problem.
Yeah. Sinner obviously wants to play Rome. That's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But at least it's a consolation prize if he's able to qualify the ATP finals on student touring. So yeah, but definitely wants to be playing in front of the biggest tournament, the biggest permanent tournament in Italy right now.
Yeah, I think for Yannick it's definitely a big priority to be in the final to play Rome, but well, we'll see what sort of injury it is and how serious it is, because he's also probably not one of the guys who will stretch themselves like maybe a little too much and exaggerate and aggravate an injury needlessly. Like, he's not really that guy. Oh, and we have an MTO here, or a physio visit. I mean, we'll find out soon, but for Lehecka, after 6 games, I'm not sure what the problem is, but the physio is now, he seems to be grabbing his back, maybe. I don't know yet, because the physio hasn't started treating him. I mean, they're still talking, but that would be a shame.
It'll probably be the luckiest tournament Felix has ever played, even.
Yeah, right.
Lehecka
I
would
didn't even
actually
think of
retire.
that. But you're right. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I think they're going off the court, so it might be something like, I don't know, lower backish or something like that. We'll see.
Hmm.
Maybe on Twitter they'll tell us more. Someone listen, or maybe someone's listening and stuff. But yeah, did I see that Rublev is 13-0 on clay against Spanish players? That's interesting. So Rafa, I guess he's played once, right? Monte Carlo, and Carlos here as well once. Yeah, it's an interesting record for sure. So what Ghosty says, I guess I'll trust him this time. Sinner and Carlos don't need to play Rome. They are much sharp. Novak needs matches. I mean, Matthew, Carlos has played what, 4 matches since the clay season began, right? And well, 3 matches even right now. No, wait, I'm losing it. How many? 4? I
If he
think I
got to
dropped a match somewhere here.
quarterfinals,
Who did he beat in the? Who did he beat in the third round?
wasn't there
Sabovit. Yeah. Okay.
Siva? Yeah.
Sabovit. Yeah, that was the one I forgot. Yeah, Shevchenko, Sabovit, Struff, and and of course
Losing to
Rublev.
in the quarters. Yeah.
So I don't know if he's actually that much sharp. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I mean, I could imagine him just showing up to Roland Garros and winning it. Sure, it's just not ideal prep. Who do you think is like the kind of like the favorite to pick up the pieces if we assume that, let's say, Novak is still a little off come Roland Garros, Yannick and Carlos, yeah, they didn't have the perfect prep, maybe they're like, a little injured still. Who do you think would be the favorite to, like, yeah, just go in and get that done because of these top favorites? Yeah, just
I
not being
mean,
at 100%.
yeah. I mean, I guess I would have to look into the trio, a trio of guys like that, mostly like in the back. I'd say Casper, Tsitsipas, Zverev. One of these three could be. Even though Tsitsipas did lose in his opening round in Madrid, I do think he kind of has a chance, like an outside chance. If everybody is hurt, I don't think he will be bad. But yeah, I'd say probably Zverev and Casper. I'd say probably like are the favorites now. Zverev and Ruud. What do you think?
I like these picks. I was debating on whether to include Zverev or not. I was definitely thinking that, like, despite their Madrid losses, and maybe even if they don't do that well in Rome too, like Ruud and Tsitsipas to me are definitely going to be up there as the candidates to get this done. I mean, Casper has made the French Open final twice in a row now. Let's imagine there's no Djokovic or Nadal on the other side of the net, or Alcaraz or Sinner, and then
Yeah.
he instantly has a shot at winning this. If
Yeah.
one of these guys would be sub 100%, maybe he also has a shot at winning this. Steph as well, and Zverev. I mean, with Zverev at the Australian Open, I guess we just saw something that we've known for a while, that with him it's not really about the game. I mean, he had another great shot at least making the final, and who knows, maybe winning it, given how nervous Yannick was in the first 2 sets there. Although maybe he wouldn't be that nervous against Zverev, I don't know. But yeah, just he showed once again that he is a little incapable of taking these chances mentally, and that's why I was maybe debating. But yeah, these 3 sound like reasonable picks for sure. I guess that's what most people would have said. I mean, Rublev, I know he hasn't been past the quarter, but again, this is a guy who can take it if the draw opens up. He just never really had the draw open up for him in a Grand Slam quarterfinal before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless
I mean,
we're counting Tiafoe.
Sorry.
Unless we're counting Tiafoe or Cilic, but they still peaked on the day. So
yeah. It's like a bit of unlucky for him. I think in terms of Rublev. I can see him like making it finally to his first semis. I feel like I wouldn't say he's necessarily due, but because the opposition that he's faced was just better than he was. But he could do with a semifinal at the very least. Yeah, but
I
winning,
don't know
yeah, I
who the
mean,
American player with the huge quads, to be honest.
is it Giron?
Maybe. Maybe Marcos Giron, yeah. I don't know.
So really, Lehecka is just 1 year younger than Felix.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't feel like it, right?
Yeah.
That's because, of course, Felix has been around forever.
Yeah. Type of thing like Coco or Costume.
Yeah. Basically skips the junior system, whereas Lehecka was long in it, won Australian Open in doubles and stuff. So yeah, they've just had very different paths. But indeed, earlier when I was saying that like my preferred winner of this event would be Lehecka because he's kind of like the new kid on the block. I didn't say that. I kind of phrased it differently because I was like, well, I mean, he's pretty much the same age as Felix, you know. But yeah, it does not feel like.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a bit more rare on the men's side. I mean, on the women's, we have a lot of juniors who start doing well at like 15, 16, and then, Kostyuk got great examples that you mentioned. And right now, we don't really have that on the ATP. I mean, if someone is doing well at 16, 17 in the pros, then we're already talking about like, Brunel, Caras, Fonseca, and stuff. So it's definitely a bit more rare. And Felix, of course, I mean, he was breaking all the age records up until a certain point, at least.
Yeah. What do you think should about the Tony Nadal news? I think he wasn't doing anything anyway, so he was just fading in terms of their coaching relationship. I don't think Tony Nadal ever really wanted to coach anybody.
There were some
Except for
weird
Nadal,
things
so.
there, like I'm not gonna coach you against Rafa and stuff. Like, I understand that. Maybe that was part of the deal, but there were probably moments when like he didn't show the greatest dedication or something like that. To be honest with you, I also don't know how good a coach Tony Nadal actually is. Like, of course, he it was working great with his nephew, but like in the end, I don't know if he's actually someone who would really make it work with anyone else. Maybe that was part of the sort of deal with him and Rafa, that they had this relationship off the court as well, and that was maybe fueling it in a way. I don't know, but certainly Felix has been stuck for about a year and a half now, and if he's feeling he wants to go a different direction, that's probably good.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's not that he's doing extremely poorly or anything like that, definitely not, but for a guy who kind of had his status for a while, for a guy who for half a year was maybe the best player, well, let's say one of the top 3 players on the planet or something like that, it still has to be disappointing. Lehecka is back, but he doesn't seem to fit. I actually think he might have just quit. Yes, indeed. So that's going to be a very short watch along. As Lehecka says, he cannot keep playing. He is injured in whatever that was that he took the off-court MTO for. Is it the back? Maybe something like that. Maybe the hips as well. Something anyway that is seriously restricting him and making him feel a lot of pain here. He smashes his racket next to his bench pretty violently as well. So you can see he's very frustrated at what's happened here. And as I said earlier, Andre, I mean, Felix kind of gets the most lucky ATP 1000 finals route ever.
Yeah, well, My stream is so late. He just got back on court. He just wanted the first point to 15 love. But yeah,
Yeah, you need
yeah.
to
I
wait.
guess
Like
that's it.
points.
Yeah.
You need to wait like 2 points, and then you're gonna see him like really struggling. Yeah.
Yeah, if the lower back is a struggle, then like cannot serve, cannot move, can't really do anything. So it's probably one of the worst types of injuries you can catch.
That's by far the most frustrated I've ever seen him. I mean, he's not like exactly an angel or anything on the court, but the way that he was coming off as well, just throwing his towel and his stuff at the crowd,
Yeah.
like he didn't even look in that direction and was just throwing. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, obviously I get the frustration, absolutely, and it's a big shame because we don't get, but basically don't get a semifinal here. The previous semi was a bit of a dud too. So yeah, now we have Felix Auger-Aliassime against Andrei Rublev in the final. That's
Yeah.
well, Andrei trying to pick up his second ATP 1000 title. Felix trying to pick up his first. So Felix so far, I guess, has played a great match against Ruud. Barely, well, not barely, but like had some issues with
Struggle.
Nishioka,
Yeah.
and also beat Manarino, who's the most horrible player on clay you can ever face, really. And then you've got Mishik retirement, Sinner walkover, Lehecka retirement. Well,
Yeah. Oh man, he was legit crying. Of course, he's frustrated, sad, disappointed, everything. All the bad feelings he's feeling right now. All right, I guess that's it then.
rain. Time lost to rain. No, I don't think anyone keeps that ghost. I don't believe that anyone does that. Terry is very eager to give Andrei Rublev the cup already, thinking that Felix does not have a shot in the final. I mean, it would definitely be a way for Felix, like if he wins the final and does it with a convincing performance, it would be a way for him to like end this whole discussion, right? Of retirement, walkover. Because right now, sure, a lot of people are going to be talking about this, and everyone is going to be talking about how easy that route ended up being. But if he wins the final in a convincing manner, then that's all forgotten. And obviously, in the grand scheme of things as well, this is all forgotten. Like in 10 years, no one would remember this, but just remember that Felix Auger-Aliassime has an ATP 1000 title. So
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't look too happy with the result either. Like just seeing him like putting his stuff out, I feel like something in him feels a little frustrated that he didn't actually win this match. So hopefully he can look into the opportunity he has tomorrow to lift the trophy in ATP Masters on Saturday.
but yeah.
But yeah.
What's the head-to-head between Andre and Felix? I'm gonna check that now.
Have they played like some 5 matches against each other? At least like some.
They've played 5 times, 4-1 for Rublev. One of them, of course, this year, Rotterdam, right? That was the one where Felix had 3 match points, right?
Oh, I don't remember that. I didn't watch much of Rotterdam. I was concentrated, I think, on the clay season. Well, the mini clay on the South America.
Yeah, Golden Swing. I mean, maybe you just decided to forget about the match points. And
could be that too.
Marseille final, right? 2022. That was pretty close to UMAC 2018. Adelaide.
But then he beat him in Rotterdam, right? Or was it?
And indeed, he beat him in Rotterdam 2022. That's the only win.
Yeah.
So they've only played on clay once, and it was in 2018. So, well, we don't have that much data there when it comes to their head-to-head, I suppose. But yeah, Ghosty, I'm actually afraid that the ATP Weekly or whatever, there's gonna be a lot of talk like this, that this event was just a big mess, and that, well, we can't really take that much from either player getting that far, but well, I mean, we'll see. Of course, maybe the final changes our minds. But as you, I mean, the last few rounds of this event have really been a bit of a nightmare for everyone, for fans, for players, for tournament organizers. Thankfully, the women's event though is delivering like on full cylinder, and tomorrow we're gonna have a watch along from that, of course. Sabalenka Świątek. I think it's 6:30 local time, so there's definitely gonna be streaming coverage about from that, and also from this beautiful men's final, Felix Auger-Aliassime, Andrei Rublev, the one that no one would have predicted, the one that didn't really seem like a possibility before this event whatsoever. I mean, Felix is even unseated here. And yet, that's what we're going to get. So, as usual, the coverage will be there, the stream will be there, the watch will be there. Thank you, Andre, for this half an hour. I was definitely expecting a different not a different outcome, but yeah, just the match to actually happen. But well, thank you for keeping me company for this 30 minutes, and I'll see you some other time, I guess.
Same to you. Thanks so much for
Unless you have
joining
any,
and leading this. Right, see you.
unless you have any, finishing thoughts as well.
Yeah, not much. I guess I fully agree with you. Like, I'm hoping we get a good final at least in the men's side. Even if it's Rublev and Felix, I feel like they're both capable players of giving like a good, entertaining final. So I hope that we can at least get that. So and they both kind of look like they're fresh. So it's a good overall like final. Is not something that is like bad. It's not fully lost, I would say. So.
All right. Once again, thank you, Dan. Thank you to all the guys in the chat. And yeah, keep tuning into the channels, watch alongs tomorrow, for the women's final, Sunday, the men's final. And we'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye.